Welcome once again, everybody. So this is going to be our last practice of 2020. And 2020, what a year it's been for all of us. Challenging in some way for everybody. But no matter what challenges you faced this year, just bear in mind that you've survived. And that's all that's important. We've gotten through this year, maybe just day to day, but we're still here on the mat, ready to practice yoga. So today's practice is going to start with an active sequence, and then we're going to bring it all down to a nice grounded winding down sequence on the floor at the end, bringing us to a nice gentle end for 2020. So when you're ready, get yourself into a comfortable position. You might like to have a blanket and a cushion or a pillow nearby because you'll use those later on in the class. So close your eyes for a moment and we'll get ready to start. So sitting on your mat, at this stage, if you'd like to sit onto your cushion, might be nice because we're just going to do a little bit of breathing before we come to standing. So close your eyes, rest your hands on your knees or thighs and just tune in to your breath. And now when you're ready, place your right index finger over your right nostril. Exhale through your left nostril. Inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and pause. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and pause. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 more breaths like this on the left side. Now release your right hand down. Take a couple of breaths through both nostrils. And now we'll do the other side. So bear in mind you can keep your eyes closed for all of this. Placing your left index finger gently over your left nostril. Exhale fully through the right side. And inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and pause. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and pause. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. So once again, 3 more rounds in your own time. Releasing the left hand down. So once again, still keeping your eyes closed, take a couple of slow, deep breaths. And when you're ready, open your eyes. We'll get rid of the cushion or the prop. And we're going to come straight to standing. So roll over and in your own time, come to a standing position at the top of your mat. So I'm just going to move this to one side. So we'll start with the feet. We're just going to do a quick warm up in standing. We'll stand with the feet hip distance apart. And we'll start with just bending the knees and sweeping the arms up and back. So get yourself moving now, nice and active. And then come back up to standing, keeping the knees soft. Just begin to twist from side to side, letting your arms just go and tapping the body So remember, keep the knees soft, bend into it, and come back to the front. So now we're going to inhale both arms up, interlace the fingers, stretch up. So as you press down into your feet, spread the toes. Engage the legs now, lift up on the kneecaps and the thigh muscles, and engage the bandus. So draw the navel in and draw up on the perineum. Softening your knees, stretch over to your right. Straighten up again, lift up, draw the navel in, soften the knees to stretch to the left. And one more time, stretch up and to the right, stretch up and to the left. And slowly come up, release your arms down and roll the shoulders. Just nice, big, slow circles. And reverse it. And then just roll the hips a couple of times. Again, keep everything soft. Your knees are soft. Reverse it. And come back now to stand at the top of your mat, this time with the feet, the big toes just touching. And we'll rock from the heels to the toes a few times. You can keep the hands on the hips, just warming up the feet too. And then come to standing. Spread the toes and press down into the four corners of your feet. Again, lift up on kneecaps, thigh muscles, engage the bandus. Roll the shoulders up, back and down and extend into your fingertips. Hands to heart center. Begin your Ujjayi breath. So we're going to begin with a few nice easy half salutations. Inhale, take the arms up. Bending over, bending the knees, folding down. Inhale, half lift, look out. Exhale, fold over bent knees. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And exhale, back into Tadasana. And again, inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, fold over bent knees. Inhale, look out, half lift. Exhale, folding again. Let the head hang. And inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And exhaling back into Tadasana. So from here, we're going to move into a full salutation and flowing into a sequence directly from that. Inhale, take the arms out, reach up. Exhale as you fold, hands to the floor. Inhale, look out, half lift. Hands flat, step back to plank. Dropping to the knees, to the chest, to the chin. Inhaling up into cobra. Exhale, roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. Take your right leg back, knee into the chest. Bring the right foot forward and swivel the left heel in. So we'll come up into warrior one. Inhale, both arms up. Now exhale as you drop your backhand. Lift up and arch back. And I'm just going to turn around here. So we're going to come forward, elbow to the inside of the right knee or possibly hand to the floor. Start with your left hand on your hip and then bring it up and maybe bring it all the way over, Parsvakonasana. Now we're going to bring the hand down, drop to the back knee, to the left knee. Press into the right foot, bring your hands to your heart center. And now bring your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Press the palms together, lift your chest. At this stage, if you want to lift that back foot, you can, or back leg. Pressing into the toes, pressing into the heel, and pressing into the palms to lift your chest. Drop the hands to the floor. Stepping back to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Left leg back, knee to chest, left foot forwards, we'll swivel the right heel in. Hands to hips, sweep the arms up, inhale, warrior one. Dropping your right hand to the back of your thigh or support your lower back. Left palm towards you to reverse. And again, I'm going to just turn here. So we're bringing the left elbow to the inside of the left thigh or dropping that left hand to the floor, right hand to the hip. Open the shoulder, reach up, and maybe reach over to the full Parsvakonasana. Dropping the right hand down, swivel the back foot and drop onto the right knee. Press into your left foot, come up, hands to heart center, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh, press the palms, and maybe once again you want to lift that back leg. So you're looking towards your left elbow, if possible. Drop the hands, step back to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. So we're going to take 5 breaths here, and if you need to, you can drop down into child pose for your breaths. Exhaling fully. Inhale, look forward. Step your right and your left foot up. Flat back, look out. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhaling back into Tadasana. So this time we're going to bend the knees, sweep the fingers against the floor, Utkatasana. Exhale to fold, hands to the floor. Inhale, look out, half lift, hands flat, stepping to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. Exhale into downward dog. Right leg back, knee to chest, right foot forward, swivel that left heel in and we'll come up. Inhale your arms up. Exhale the hands behind. Lift the chest. Inhale, exhale into humble warrior. Dropping the head so the hands can be here. They can be here or bring them as far over as they will come if you're not restricted in the shoulders. Dropping your hands to the floor. Step your back foot in a little bit more. Now you can keep the front knee bent if you need to. And we're going to take the left hand either to the floor, to the foot or to the outside of the foot. Take the right hand onto the hip for reverse. So you might want to walk your right foot out a little bit even to give yourself more space. Twisting to the right. Again, we can stay here with the bent knee or you can straighten the leg and then maybe finally the right hand comes up. Bringing your right hand down, soften the knee, step back into plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. Exhale into downward dog. Take the left leg back. Knee into the chest. Left foot forward, swivel that right heel in. And again, pressing into the left foot, come up, bend deeply into the left knee. Inhale your arms up. Exhale the arms behind, interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale to fold into humble warrior. So your variation of humble warrior, wherever the arms are best for you. Let that head and neck release completely. Now drop the hands to the ground. We'll step that back foot in again, turning it a little bit further forward. Walk the left foot out a little bit. Try and square the hips here if you can. And then we're going to take the right hand inside or outside of the left foot, or even on the foot. We're going to take the left hand onto the hip and we're going to twist. Okay, bend your left knee, bring your left hand down, stepping back to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog, or you might really need to take a child pose after those two very active sun salutations. So your choice. 5 breaths. Exhale, fully inhale, look forward. Step or hop your feet to your hands. Flat back, look out. Exhale to fold. Bend those knees. Sweep the hands against the mat into Utkatasana. And exhaling back into Tadasana. So step to the front of your mat. Close your eyes for a moment and let the breath soften. Okay, so moving on to our balancing pose today, always the challenging one. So we're going to start with the feet hip distance apart. You're going to bend both knees. Now shift the weight over to the left and hug your right knee. You can take your left hand out. Now you can even, if you're near a door or a wall, feel free to use a support. So you can be staying here. Or to challenge a little bit more, try placing your right foot just above your left knee. Sink a little lower, hands on hips, or maybe you can bring the hands to the heart center. Remember, your support can be there too. You can have one hand at the heart. Last breath, and slowly coming up. Release the legs. Have a little bit of a stretch and I'm going to turn around. So remember, feet hip distance again, bend the knees. Shift the weight to the right this time, hugging your left knee up. So this might be just enough for you now today with just the right hand out and maybe even using that support that's near you. If you're moving on, placing the foot above the knee, we'll bend a little deeper. Use your core here to draw your navel in, helps the balance, and maybe hands to heart center. For 3, for 2, for 1, slowly come up, release, and well done. Okay, so step back to the front of your mat, hands at heart center, and we're just going to take the legs wide. So go as wide as you can for a wide leg forward bend. Turn the big toes slightly in and the heels slightly out. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale to fold. Just bring the hands under the shoulders now and shift the weight out of the heels. You can stay here. We're going to move from here into a twist. So we're not going to fold fully. So I'm going to move my left hand into the center and swing my right hand up. And if you wanted to, just to get a bit more movement in the shoulder, you could bring that hand around behind and maybe even bring it to the top of the left thigh. Lots of options. You can be just here. We're going to drop and swap. So we're going to drop the right, moving to the left. So to here, or possibly bringing the hand around. So I have long arms, so don't give up, don't despair if you come halfway around and you can't grab that thigh. Come back to the front, drop both hands. Now we're going to move the hands onto the legs. So you can take the calves, the ankles, or hook 2 fingers around your big toes. Bend your elbows, and this time let yourself fold to your full extent. So remember, all the time the weight is not hanging out in the heels. You're trying to keep those hips over the ankles. And breathe. Exhale fully. Begin to lift your head. Release the hands. Softening the knees, bring your hands onto your hips. Exhale. And on a slow inhale, we'll come all the way back up to standing. And you can heel and toe your feet back together. And come back to stand at the top of your mats. So we'll come back to the top of the mats. One more vinyasa before we come to the floor. Inhale, take the palms out, reach up. Exhale as you fold, hands to the floor. Inhale, look out, half lift, hands flat, step to plank. Dropping knees, chest chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. And now drop onto your knees. Fold all the way forward onto your belly and take crocodile pose. So rest the hands on top of each other. Rest your forehead on your hands. And once again, just breathe into the belly here. So slowly lift your head. We're going to come into a low cobra. So bring the elbows in front of your shoulders. Press into the hands. Now begin to activate the legs, pressing into the tops of your feet and feel your kneecaps lifting. And we'll just gently push up into cobra. Now if you want to come a little bit higher, you can walk the hands under the shoulders, tuck the elbows in by your rib cage and come up a little bit higher. Again, choice is yours here. So as I say, we're on the floor now. We're moving into the more nourishing part of the practice, winding down. Now, you may not agree with me for the next pose. So you're going to come onto your forearms if you're not on your forearms already. You're going to bend the knees. So you're kind of on the forearms and you're on your knees. Step your right foot back, curl the toes under. Step your left foot back. So we're in a forearm plank. Draw the navel in. Now drop your right knee and lift it. Drop the left knee and lift. One more time each side and lift and left and lift. Push back into the heels. Now drop both knees for a moment. This is challenging, I know. And then lift both knees for 3, for 2, for 1. Drop onto the knees. Walk yourself back, knees wide, big toes touching, child pose. I bet you thought you'd never get to child pose. So here we are. If you want to, you can rest the hands under the forehead once again, or you can bring hands alongside the body. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Sit yourself back onto your heels. Roll over and we'll come to seated. So once again, you might like a cushion or a pillow under your hips. Would be nice to ourselves today. So Sit yourself slightly forward so that your hips are tilted slightly forward with a pillow. Stretch the legs out and draw the toes towards you. Roll the shoulders back and down. Close your eyes for a moment. Just sit and be in Dandasana. And now open your eyes. Inhale, both arms up. Draw the navel in. Now at this stage you can bend the knees if you like and fall forward over the legs. So make it a nice soft forward bend. Have the knees as deeply bent as you need to. Or for those of you that have the flexibility in the hamstrings, maybe you want to start to straighten out the legs. But as you straighten the legs, see if you keep your chest all the time moving towards your thighs. So you don't want a big kind of a rounded back with a big gap between the legs and the upper body. So it's all about opening the chest. So just relax into it wherever you are with your forward bend or Paschimottanasana. Just breathe into it. Slowly walk the hands back. Now we're going to take the legs a little wider. Again, stay on your cushion or even put a blanket as well if you need that support. You needn't worry about going too wide with the legs, just as wide as you comfortably can. Bring the hands into the center. And now slowly walk the hands forward. And again, you might just be here. That's perfect. But just gradually bring yourself in. And again, knees can be bent here if anybody needs that. Relax your head, relax your gaze. If you want to, you can reach out and take the big toes or the ankles, if that feels good. And then very slowly coming back up. Gently draw your legs together. Give them a little shake if you need to. Bend your knees. Now you can still stay on your cushion, or I'm going to just get rid of it for a moment there behind me. Bring the feet a little bit wider. And we're going to drop the knees to the right. So deer pose. So you might want to just tuck this one in and tuck the foot again. So make whatever adjustment. Now remember, you can still be sitting on your cushion for this. Take your right hand behind you and your left hand to your right shoulder as we come into a nice twist. So you can let that left hip lift up here. Nice gentle twist. Keep the elbow more or less in line with your shoulder if you can. Inhale, come back to the front. We'll just bring the legs back to center. Drop the legs over to the left this time. Again, just adjusting to get into your deer pose. Left hand behind, right hand onto left shoulder, and gently twist. Inhale, come back to the front. Release the legs. So I'm going to turn sideways for the next twist. So I'm going to bend my right knee, take my right foot to the outside of my left leg. Sit up tall. Taking the right hand behind me. And the left hand, now you can wrap it around the knee, but if you want to try left elbow to the outside of the thigh. And then another variation is to take that right hand and bring them into prayer pose. Now if that's too much, remember this twist like this is perfectly okay as well. This is just a little variation. Inhale, Inhale, come back to the front. Stretch the right leg out. So I'm going to turn around to do the left side. Bending my left knee, left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Left hand behind to start with. So sitting nice and tall. Inhale the right hand up to wrap it around the knee or elbow to the outside of the knee. And again, you can be just here too. So the variations are like so, or maybe you can come into that prayer pose. Inhale, come back to the front and stretch that left leg out. Okay, so for the next one, if you have some kind of a strap or a belt, it might be useful. Don't worry if you don't. Bend your right knee. Now again, you might like to sit back onto your cushion here. Yeah, that's nice and comfy. So bend the right knee, tuck the left foot in, and then we're either going to you can take the foot here or use a belt if you have one, and you're slowly beginning to lift that leg up. So this might be enough for you this morning, or possibly you can go for a straighter leg. Keep moving into it. And then slowly begin to bend that right knee. Stretch the two legs out, and we'll do the other side. So we're going to bend the left, tuck the right foot in, starting like so. And again, if you need to, use your belt. If not, hands around the foot. So here is okay. Moving to here is okay. And maybe you can go a little straighter. So I know I'm doing it, and I try not to tense the shoulders, particularly if you're taking you see where the shoulders tend to go up, drop those shoulders down. So try to relax the upper body. Bend your knee, slowly release the foot, stretch both legs out. So moving off your cushion if you're on it, swing the legs around. So we're going to just hug the knees in for a moment, and then you're going to nice and slowly roll yourself down onto your back, hug your knees in and make a few little circles at the base of the spine. Now place your feet back on your mat. Walk the heels in so that you can tip them with your fingers. Roll the shoulders back and down. Press into the feet to lift the hips. Now again, your bridge pose can be as low or as high as you want it to be. You might be fine just here, or if you want to keep pushing into the feet to lift a little higher, or maybe coming all the way up, walking the shoulder blades in and taking the hands in underneath, interlacing your fingers. Keep pressing into your big toes and stop those knees from rolling out. So if you have the hands underneath, walk the hands out. Slowly lower the back, upper, middle, lower back and hips. Hug the knees in once again. Have a little roll. Now bring your legs up. And again, you can take hold of any part that you can access. That could be backs of the knees, calves, ankles, or maybe the big toes. If you have the big toes, just draw the feet towards you, stretching out the legs. And maybe you'd like to open the legs out wide just for a stretch. And again, you might be just holding this part of the leg. That's okay too. Don't have to have the big toes. Slowly bring the legs back together. Bend the knees, hug them into you. Place your feet back on the mat. Bring the arms out nice and wide. Shift the hips to the left and drop your knees over to the right. Nice, easy twist. Let the head roll back to the left so the palms are facing upwards, releasing the shoulders. Roll the legs back into center, keep the arms where they are, and then just drop all the way over to the left, letting your head gently roll to the right. So this is just to release the spine now. Rolling back into the center. One more time, just hug your knees in and then place your feet on the floor. We'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, letting the knees just drop out. And if you want to, maybe take the hands behind your head and let the elbows open out, only if that feels comfortable. If not, just take the hands like so, away from the body with the palms upwards. You can rock those hips gently from side to side, or you can gently arch and flatten your back. And now gently draw your knees together. Roll yourself over onto your side. And it's time for you to get ready for your Shavasana. So you might like to grab your nice fluffy blanket at this stage and your cushion and set yourself up in a nice comfortable position for Shavasana. So Shavasana can be done in Supta Baddha Konasana, which we just came out of. You can be, traditionally you'd be on your back, or if you're more comfortable to turn on your side, you can do that. So get yourself into the best Shavasana for you. Close your eyes. Settle the body. So that can take a little bit of time to get rid of all the little kinks and uncomfortable little feelings that we might have. So just take your time to make yourself completely comfortable. Take the time to bring your attention inwards. Begin to focus on your breath. How is the breath? And now we'll begin to slow the breath. So take a deep inhale, exhale fully. And then as you breathe in the next time, breathe in more slowly into the belly and feel that breath rise up through your rib cage and into your chest. And taking a short pause at the top of the breath, exhale fully. Once again, deep inhale into the belly. Feel the breath expand outwards and upwards. Pausing. And then a nice long, slow exhale. So I'd like you to take 3 more deep breaths, just like this. So when you finish the next exhale, let the breath begin to become very quiet. So you don't need to pay any attention to it. It will just continue to come and go automatically. But shift your awareness back to your body now. Bring your awareness to your right arm. So you might like to squeeze your right hand and create some tension in the right arm. And then as you exhale, release all the tension in that arm and feel the right arm become heavy. Move your attention to your right leg. So just squeezing the muscles, squeezing the toes, tensing the right leg. And then exhale, letting go as the right leg becomes completely heavy. Shift your awareness now to your left arm. Same thing, squeeze the hand, tense the left arm. And then slowly exhale and release the left arm. Left arm is heavy and relaxed. Squeezing the left leg, scrunching the toes, really tightening up that left leg. And now breathe out and let it go. Left leg heavy and relaxed. So both arms and both legs are heavy and relaxed. So bring the attention now to the torso and particularly to the area around the abdomen. Exhale fully. Inhale. And then exhale again as deeply as you can, drawing the navel back towards the spine. Pause for a second. And then let a slow inhale come back in as you relax all of that abdominal area. We'll do that once again. Exhale fully. Draw the navel towards the spine and hold. And then just let the breath naturally come back in as you feel the abdominal area relaxing. Now move your awareness to your tailbone. So let a sense of relaxation move up through the spine to the base of your neck. Up through the back of your head, relaxing all of your scalp. Relax your forehead, your eyelids, your cheeks, your lips, tongue, chin and throat. So feel now that your whole body is heavy and relaxed on your mat. Be aware that for the next few minutes, there's nothing to do, nowhere that you have to be. Just relax. So now beginning to let the awareness come back into the mind and the body. Keep your eyes closed and be aware of this feeling of relaxation. Now gradually begin to tune in to any sensations around you, sensations in the body, sounds that you can hear, even the temperature around you. And then slowly begin to move your fingers into your toes. Maybe you'd like to gently take your head from side to side. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead, stretch the legs out. Exhale as you bring the arms back down, bend your knees and hug them into you. Have a little rock from side to side. Eventually roll over onto your right side and take 3 deep breaths. And then in your own time, come to a comfortable seated position. Try to stay with your eyes closed, resting one hand on your heart and the other hand on top. Take a deep breath in as you open your eyes. And exhale. And once again, breathe deeply into the hands. And exhale. So thank you for your practice all year. Some of our practices have been live and then a lot of them online. So thank you for joining me and staying with me all year. I'd like to wish you all a very happy Christmas and a healthy and happy and maybe a brighter 2021 when hopefully we'll all get to meet again. So in the meantime, take care and enjoy the break. Namaste. And just one more thing I'd like to say. If you've enjoyed these practices and you feel you want to make a donation, I'll leave it up to yourselves to donate to your own charity of choice. We all know that all the charities have suffered big time this year and are really struggling to fundraise. So pick one that suits you, and I would really appreciate it if you make a small donation. Thank you once again.